Okay, you guys, so today we're going to be doing these charcoal flower drawings. It's like a field or garden with some flowers in it. These are like little seed pods, and these are your flowers. And we're going to be doing some texture. And then just like with our dogs, where we did some shading with the charcoal, but then some of it also had color for emphasis, which means that we're making that one thing stand out. Emphasis means that we're making just these flowers stand out, okay? We're going to do one color today. Okay, so you're going to get a piece of paper, and this one I didn't pre-plan, so it's got 5 little kind of smiles like this. Yours will look a little different than mine, but you're going to have 5 smiles in pencil, okay? And those are for the heads of our flowers or the tops of our flowers. And then what you're going to do is, you don't want it to come straight across. You kind of do like a bumpy line and make it connect. And it can bump up and down. That's fine, okay? You could do it kind of like this. That would be fine. That would be kind of like a tulip almost. Okay, but these are just kind of abstract flowers. Abstract means that they don't look realistic, okay? So we're just drawing some abstract flower shapes, okay? After you draw those, let's draw some lines down for the stems. Okay, and then the next thing that we're going to draw are some of these seed pods. Now the seed pods need to be smaller, but they still need a little stem. And you don't have to have a bunch of them. I'm going to do like a couple here, and then maybe like one right here. They're kind of like an oval shape, or if you wanted to, you could even do a smaller like shape like that. Kind of like these, but they've gotten smaller at the top. And I'm doing just with my Sharpie a darker area on one side, but you don't have to do that. Okay, so there's all my little seed pods, and there's my flowers. Okay, now you're going to trace in Sharpie, and then you can either put your name on the back in pencil. Don't put it in Sharpie because you see how it shows through, or you can write it right down here in Sharpie. That's fine. These are going to go home with you today probably, so that's fine. Okay. All right, now that you're done tracing in Sharpie, I'm going to show you how we're going to do this, okay? The first step is to get these lighter values and the texture going in the background, okay? So first, what we're going to do is we're going to come through with our charcoal, and we're going to draw lines up and down like this. You can make some taller. You can make some shorter. It doesn't really matter, but it's going to look kind of like grass, and at first it's going to be kind of too dark. But I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. Now, don't draw inside of these flowers. It would be kind of okay if you went through one of your seed pods, but I would still recommend trying to avoid those. Okay, so once your lines are drawn, we're going to take a tissue, okay? And this part, you don't have to stay out of these, okay? We're going to take a tissue, and we're going to go up and down like this, or just straight up and up is fine. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you more color all over your page, okay? But it still is going to keep that texture of the grass. And this is going to be our background layer. So we're going to have a lighter layer in the background and a darker layer up front. And it's okay on this if you go through these, okay? That's not going to hurt anything. We're using the tissue because the tissue takes up some of the color, okay? All right, so do all your lines and do your tissue, and then wait, and we'll come back and do some more. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is come back, and I'm going to work on my seed pods. And just like we did with our dogs, I'm going to add a little color and kind of blend it with my one finger so that it stays in the seed pod. But you want your seed pods to be darker than the background, okay? And then you can also come through if you want to. And right here along that Sharpie line where we drew the stem, you can do that. I have a teeny tiny piece of charcoal. I might have to change mine out in a minute, but right now it's okay. I like a short piece of charcoal. Okay, so do your seed pods and then come back and we'll talk about the next step. Okay, so we got 2 steps left. The next step is we're gonna come through and just like we did before, we're gonna draw some more of these grass lines. And when I do these flowers right here, I'm gonna do those as well. And we're just drawing not as many as we did for our background. You wanted more in your background. And we're not going to blend these like we did with our background. Okay. So this just gives us another layer of texture. Okay, so do that and then come back. All right, and then the final thing is we're gonna use chalk, and I just used one color. If you wanted to do like reds and blues, or if you wanted to do blue and purple or something like that, you could. But what we're gonna do up here is we're gonna take chalk, and chalk works a lot like charcoal, and you're gonna do a little bit of chalk in your flower. You're gonna very carefully blend it out with your finger, okay? I'm not coloring the whole thing in because then you get a lot of chalk dust. And we want to kind of blend some of that out. It also gives you some different values when you do it that way. Okay, my flowers are gonna be orange. It's really kind of an orangish red, I like it. Your flowers can be any color you want. If you want a yellow flower, that's fine. If you want to do rainbow, that's fine. You have your chalk at your table. All right. You could really do this with a lot of different supplies. If you did this in charcoal again, you could do oil pastel would work, paint would work. As long as your charcoal is kind of light, it'll all work. Okay, so there is my abstract flower drawing, and we're gonna spray these with the spray that keeps them from smearing. All right, so you can't take these home today because we're gonna have to spray them. So you'll have to leave them so that we can spray them, and then you can take them home next month, all right? Okay, can't wait to see these. I know you guys are gonna do a great job. You always have creative and fun details too.